I'm Tony Semino, the VP of Business Development here at ROK Financial. This is my direct contact information. A lot of times, if you join our webinars with hundreds of people on them, we put like marketing, information up there just so that everybody can kind of get the information serviced as quickly as possible. But this time, a little bit more intimate. There's not as many people on, so here's my direct contact info. Reach out. Let's talk partnerships. Let's talk about your business and how you could be leveraging ROK Financial to be a resource for you and the customers you work with. That's my favorite thing to talk about. Um, don't take my word for it. Right. Actions certainly speak louder than words. And you will see that we have thousands and thousands of reviews from our oldest and longest lasting affiliates and their customers. People who've done business with us for years have done hundreds of transactions with us through their networks. They utilize this resource as much or as little as they see fit. However, the most important thing is that we're going to roll out the red carpet for you and your customers, right? We know that we're an extension of the services and the relationships that you've built. So we take that to heart. We provide white glove service for any borrower that comes through our doors, because when they do so, it's from people like yourself. I don't know if you know this, right? But partnerships or affiliates are a marketing source, right? Like it's a way to get leads. So a lot of companies have an affiliate program, but what most companies don't have is all of their deals coming from affiliates, and that's ROK Financial. We're built through the relationships that we have with our affiliates. So everything that we do, it keeps you guys in mind. It's why we've built things the way that we've built things. And I'll go more and more into, the tech, the marketing, the sales support, how we can, leverage the different programs that ROK has to offer. That's what today's about. But the most important thing that I want you to know is you're dealing with real people who help real business owners make real moves in their business. And that's the most important thing, right? Is because in business, if you're not growing, you're dying. And we want to make sure that you're thriving more than anything, right? So access to capital should not be an issue in 2025, right? So a couple of frequently asked questions that we get a lot of the times, like, what are the best benefits or the values of being a partner? How can you help enhance my offerings or what I currently do for business owners? How can I do more business? How can I grow my own business through ROK? And what does it take to become a great partner? A lot of people want to know, like, I don't just want to be a partner. I want to be like a successful one. What does that take? We're going to break all of this down in today's webinar, and I'm excited to do so. But to get started, right, a quick story, right? I think stories are the best way to explain where we're coming from and ultimately where we're going, right? But for ROK Financial, we've been around for a better part of the last 20 years. Leading up to COVID, we were a team of like 130 in-office employees every single day, rocking and rolling to help small businesses. And COVID hit, right? When COVID hit, I don't know if you guys remember, but one of the first things that happened were banks paused lending. So much so that the government started to give out free money to businesses. You guys might remember the PPP or EIDL, right? These are still terms that are coming up here and there today. But no, those were the only resources available to business owners for a little bit. As we saw the market start to open back up, we decided, hey, we're going to change our business a bit, and we're going to put an extreme focus, so much so that we're going to generate all of our business through affiliates, right? All of our business is going to come through some form of partnership with somebody who has relationships with small businesses within their network, right? So that's what we did. We made a commitment to not only help business owners, but also help those who help business owners. And that's what we're doing here today, right? This morning is all about providing you guys with more access to more information so that your business owner customers can take advantage of what's available on the market today, right? Now, what makes us ROK Financial and what makes us ROK, besides Tony? There's not much. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. It's a few things. It's the things that you see on your screen here, meaning our network. It's you guys, the lender network that we've built. right? Our programs, and I'm going to go into these more in detail. It's the speed that we operate with. We believe that we move at the pace of a borrower, right? There should be no reason that we're holding up a transaction, and that's what we pride ourselves on, and ultimately support, right? How does this happen? Well, I think that the one thing that's missing here is that it's really the team. You are getting access to the team. Not only the team that helps the most businesses get access to funding, with the most handheld style of process, but also the team that is the best when it comes to affiliates in small business lending, right? Business loan affiliate programs are a real thing, right? Like I said, a lot of people offer this as a resource or as a way for them to get business. For us, it's the only way we get business. So we're here to help you. We're here to understand your networks. We're here to help you customize a partnership. And that's what today's all about, is you understanding what it means to be a partner with ROK, right? So let's start with speed. I remember being in the business a very short amount of time, and Patrick, who's our CEO now, was doing a training, and he writes on the whiteboard, "Time kills all deals." And I was just like, that's an interesting thing, right? Time kills all deals. What does that actually mean, right? Well, that means that we can't get in the way. Business owners have enough going on that if you are at the bank, right, you go to your local bank, traditional lending, what they do is do a good job of getting in the way, if I'm being honest. It typically takes you 30, 60, 90 days, sometimes 30 to 60 days just to get approved. It could be another 90 days before you get funding. But typically, you're looking at like a 30 to 90 day turn time to get access to any money through your local bank. That is a slow go, right? They're not looking to lend money to businesses. They're looking to do other things with the money that you guys are depositing in the banks, right? The various lenders and banks that we work with, they exist to lend money to businesses. So everything that we do is pretty instantaneous, right? You can typically get access to funding in under 24 hours, right? And time again, we have scenarios where a business owner applies with us one day and money is in their account the next. Typical turnaround time is like 3 to 5 business days. I always like to make you guys aware of that. So it's not every deal's getting done in 24 hours or less. But if we have a highly motivated borrower, somebody that needs to meet payroll, tomorrow's Friday, well, guess what? It's Thursday. We're going to rock and roll all day long. And by the time they wake up tomorrow, that money will be in their account. That's what we pride ourselves on, right? And how do we do that? We do that through our network, right? The network of over 75 of the top different lenders in commercial finance. We offer a variety of different products. I'm going to go into those in a second here. And each of those products has specifications inside of it. Some like to lend for equipment financing to the restaurant industry. Some like to lend equipment financing to medical devices, right? To doctors and dentists for medical devices. Some are true lines of credit or true term loans for businesses that are doctors. Some are true lines of credit for restaurants, and I'm just using those two industries as examples. But I just want you to know that there's specialized options out there for the variety of industries that there are. What we do a really good job of is understanding your customers' needs, why they're borrowing the money, and then pairing them with the top banks or lenders that allow us to get them the best rates and terms available to them on the marketplace today. Because again, we're working with all of the top lenders, and we've been doing so forever, right? And now, just to dive into the products, which I think is an important thing. I think it's really advantageous that what's the reach, right? How does it work? How can I leverage this stuff? Well, there's really two buckets, right? You have unsecured lending, which means it's not tied to anything, any hard assets in the business, right? That the business owns. In fact, it's all cash flow based lending, meaning that you will take a look at how much money a business makes, how much money they spend, what they can afford, and give them access to funding based on that, right? Secured Secured lending is a little different, like the SBA or commercial real estate or even accounts receivable factoring or equipment financing. They're all based around a specific piece or multiple, multiple assets within, within a business where that asset's value is going to change how the loan or deal or line is structured, right? For example, commercial real estate, right? You could be talking about a refinance or a purchase, right? Those things are way different than your typical equipment financing deal. Think about it like purchasing a home versus purchasing a car, right? That's the most similar way that I could describe it. Commercial real estate terms are typically 10 to 25 plus years, 25 to 30 years, right? Equipment financing, you're typically looking at like 3 to 5 year terms, right? So it's much different how it works. It's also much different based on how you structure those types of deals, right? So when you have a borrower that has a particular use of the funding or a particular cash flow challenge within their business, just know that we have the products that service that style of need within their business, right? And then how do we help you, right? It's the support. It is the support that we provide back to you. You can leverage our sales team to handle all of your deals from ultimately start to finish. We will chase all the documents. We will do all the pre-qualification. We will set the expectations. We will go get your customers approved and ultimately access to the funding that they're approved for, and get you paid after that, right? If you're looking for marketing, we have more marketing than you could imagine, from customized landing pages to email and text campaign templates, to social media collateral. We have everything that you need: flyers and brochures and pamphlets, you name it. You want one of these fancy ROK shirts? Let me know. I got you. I'll make sure it's in the mail before long. But that's what we do. You guys are the extension of us. If we can show co-branded experience where our brands work together, or you want to leverage the ROK brand, or even if you want to white label this opportunity, all of that is available to you right at your fingertips directly on the first day that you are partnering with ROK, because we want to build this thing from the ground up the right way. How do we do that? We're a fintech company. We know that. We spend millions of dollars a year. We reinvest back into technology for you guys, back into technology for your customers. We have built out proprietary technologies for the last 10 years that are industry leading things that nobody else is offering, from our loan analysis to our loan calculator to the deal qualifier to our partnership portal. All of these things that we offer are proprietary pieces of technology, meaning they were built by ROK Financial and built for our business owner customers and our affiliates. All of these resources are for you guys. So it's important that you understand what's available and how you can leverage that, right? So that's why I like to go into everything that is available, because one thing I'll say, and I hope you guys understand this, and let me know in the chat if this makes sense, please, because I get it. Not everybody needs everything that I just talked about, but you might need a little bit of sales help. You might need more technology. You might need less marketing, or maybe marketing is all that you need, right? But what I know and what I've learned in my last 10 plus years in helping form affiliate partnerships in commercial finance is that every partnership is unique. And yes, we do a great job of providing best in class. There's nobody close that provides this much in terms of resources back to their affiliate partners. And if you were to try to go build this out yourself, you're talking about an investment that's in the tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So it's not easily or readily available anywhere else. But what I know about our out of the box experience is it's not for everybody. So what I ask you to do as the affiliate, as the one that's going to leverage these resources, is put yourself in the seat of CEO of ROK Financial. right? If you were the CEO of all of the things that I just told you about, how would you take most advantage of them, right? How would you leverage that so that your network knew more about these things, so that you could have better tracking, so that you closed more deals? That's what this is about. It's not about rock. It's not about my ability to sit up here and talk about these things. It's about your ability to sit there and leverage them. And that's the most important thing to me. I want you to know that. I seriously, seriously mean that. It's great that we have all these bells and whistles. Trust me. And it's been a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of trial and error to get to this point where we have things. So now take advantage of that, and please take advantage of it, because it was built for you. I promise it was built for you. So just keep that in mind. Again, I have no problem going through your use case with you individually. You should be doing that with the business development officer or partnership advisor that's working with you as you're getting going, partnering with ROK. If you're somebody that is been partnered with ROK, you should be working closely with them if things change for yourself. And it's really all about having the resources. So that's what we believe. We believe we're one of the best resources that you could have in your utility belt for small business owners. So let me dive into why you should look at this through a lens that makes a lot of sense, right? I'm actually going to go bottom up on this one. I know usually you go top down, right? But I'm switching it up today. I'm switching it up today, right? How can you help more businesses grow their business and succeed, right? Like I said before, businesses who aren't growing are dying, and if they're not taking advantage of the growth opportunities that are passing in front of them, then I promise you somebody else in their local network, their competitor, will take advantage of those things. They will eat up the opportunity. So what being a ROK affiliate allows you to do is promote growth within and around the businesses in and around your network. So offering ROK solutions allows you to help more businesses grow. Think about this. If you are somebody that you do business, and how much business you do is based on how much business your customers do, like think of a CPA. If a CPA has to do more work because a business makes more revenue and has more expenses, now that CPA can book more business with their own business owner customer, right? That's what we do. If that business gets access to an extra 100 grand, they go out, they purchase $80,000 in inventory. They go out, they spend $20,000 on payroll to get that inventory ready to be sold and ultimately sold. And now they make $170,000 on it, right? Now that business has extra capital, has extra resources, has extra inventory, and that all adds up to more business that the accountant would have to account for, right? So that's what we do. We help on the ground level. If you sell equipment or you sell a product, especially a high ticket closing type of product, right? Maybe you are a consultant, or you have something that you're offering to a specific business. I'll give you an example. We recently started working with a company that sells software, right, to chiropractors. The software comes on a 2-year licensing agreement. So what we did is we set it up as equipment financing over a 2-year payment, right? So now that $40,000 piece of equipment, rather than having to spend 40 grand on the upfront to purchase this software for 2 years, you can finance it over the 2 years for much cheaper on a monthly payment, depending on exactly what the business owner qualifies for, right? So it's a true resource to sell more equipment or more of your products, and ultimately create additional revenue and residual income for yourself. We offer a variety of products. Maybe it's just the SBA or lines of credit that you want to offer through ROK. Or maybe it's all the products, but you only want to offer it to the restaurant industry because that's what you work with. Or you only want to offer it to construction businesses because that's what you work with. Make sure that you're maximizing your potential to work through ROK Financial, right? And that's the most important thing. It's that you get the most value out of it, because I promise promise you, the business owners, they're going to get educated throughout the process. They're going to know what to expect when they get it. They're going to know how to implement it. And ultimately, we're going to help them scale their business over and over and over again, right? I have seen borrowers start with less than $5,000, right? I recall this one deal that we do now, basically every 4 months. They look to get another injection. Those injections right now are $1 million a piece. So 3 times a year they get $1 million from us, and they started with their very first loan was $4,500. It was 4,500. Now they get $1 million 3 times a year. That didn't happen overnight. It happened every night, though. It happened because we were intentional. We were able to understand the business. They were able to take advantage of growth opportunities and ultimately scale their operation to a point where now they do millions of dollars in revenue and take advantage of millions of dollars of other people's money to continue to grow their business. And that's the most important thing. So, how does the process work? Right? Take a deep breath for a second. Everybody can get some water if you want. I'm going to take a sip quick. Right? But how does the process work? Okay, I'm back. I had a choking attack a few months back on one of these, so I have to make sure that I do that every once in a while because I get going, I get excited, right? But for our funding process, it's really important that you understand you can be involved as much or as little as you'd like. The minimum that we need is the name, number, and need for a business owner that is looking for funding. In doing so, what the minimum criteria are is 6 months time in business, well, 3 to 6 months time in business, and ultimately $5,000 per month going into a business checking account as organic revenue, meaning you can't be transferring money in from your personal, your personal job, right? But if a business owner meets that minimum criteria and they are looking for funding, you can simply provide that name and number over to us, sit back. We handle the entire transaction directly with your customer so that they have a hands-on, experienced team at their fingertips, and you ultimately receive a referral commission for every funded transaction. And that's the most important thing, right? Is that you're going to be able to track all of this. You're going to be able to keep vision on it. Listen, some people can't take commission, right? We work with a lot of bankers. We work with a lot of people that are in and around the CPA and bookkeeping world that don't take commissions, or even like mortgage brokers, commercial mortgage people, commercial realtors. Some of them don't take a commission because the bank's not open to it, or like CPAs, they're not allowed to. They can essentially charge for debt advisory services and bill their customers that way, and we can talk about that if you're a CPA, I promise. But it's not something where we're allowed to pay them a commission, right? So what they do is they pass that along as a savings to any borrower that works with us, and ultimately we're now able to do more business through them, right? So I know I mentioned the minimum criteria just a couple slides ago, or even one or two slides ago, right? Minimum time in business 3 to 6 months. Minimum revenue 5 to 10K plus per month, right? Business checking account has to have a business checking account, right? A true business lender can only pull payments from or deposit into a business checking account. Some of our top industries, this is one of my favorite parts. Some of our top industries are things like the transportation, construction industry, restaurants, the healthcare industry. So doctors, dentists, any type of home health care, any type of, veterinarian, specialized doctor, all of that all falls under the healthcare umbrella. Things like manufacturing has been huge this year. Oil and gas has been huge this year. Food and beverage, huge this year. We've done a lot in the auto repair industry. We've done a lot in the in the professional or personal services. So think like hair salons, nail salons, barber shops, as well as CPAs, real estate companies, people who do insurance, like insurance brokerages. A lot of that this time of year. Retail is huge, especially in the going into and throughout the fourth quarter of the year, right? So retail is ramping up. And then the top geographies, right? Think of the top 20 biggest cities. In and around those cities is where we do, the bulk of our business. It's where the businesses are. It's where the people are. So California, New York, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Georgia, the Carolinas, as well as New Jersey, Michigan, Illinois. Ohio. I know I'm missing a bunch in there. Massachusetts. Uh, there's a ton, guys. So we do business where businesses are. I promise you. I heard that no corner of America is any longer hidden. Right, everywhere has a Starbucks. Everywhere has businesses, and we help those businesses. All right, so I want you to know that. Anywhere from 10,000 to $10 million in funding in as little as 12 to 24 hours, and again, access to over 75 different lenders. Couple tips from me for you to get the most out of your partnership. Number one, get to know the team you're working with. Your partnership advisor, the business funding advisor, the production coordinator that you're working with. The more you know them, and ultimately the more they know you, I promise, the more they know you, your business, how that works, you can get better resources from them because of that. And that's what is most important to me, is that this resource is exactly what you need it to be, excuse me. Leverage all of ROK's products. And I don't mean this if you offer SBA, you should offer SBA loans through ROK. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you offer SBA loans, don't only offer lines of credit through ROK. Offer term loans, offer equipment financing, because now you have access to all these other products, right? Whatever makes the most sense is dollars that make the most sense. So if we can help business owners get access to more dollars, I promise that makes more sense. Build out your residuals by referring other partners. I don't know if everybody knows this, but standard is an override for you to help us generate more relationships with people like yourself. Now I get it. You might have some referral sources that are going to send you business that you're going to want to submit to ROK. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the people that you look at and you go, that's a little, I don't necessarily want to get in between. Like, they should have a relationship with ROK though, right? So we love that. We would love to have those relationships in place, and we pay you an override on any of the partnerships that you help us, you help us set up, and ultimately we will service them. We will service their customers. Any deals that they fund, you earn a commission on as well, right? Make sure you're attending all our webinars. This was a good start, but we got another one in 2 weeks from today, right? 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today. And I promise you, there's going to be a lot of information on that one as well. So this is what it's all about. You want to know what's going on in the commercial finance industry? Stay up to date. Be on our webinars. Catch our emails. They'll be in your inbox. And ultimately, the last thing is we do quarterly masterminds. I'm planning the next one right now. I'm getting ready to drop when we're going to be doing it, what we're going to be talking about, and you're not going to want to miss this one. We just did one last weekend. And I promise you that one was awesome. But the next one that we're already planning is going to be the best one yet. Our goal is to get 100 people in the building. So if you want to be one of those 100 people, I'd love to meet you. But definitely make sure that if you can, get here. We do quarterly masterminds that go over the fintech industry and alternative finance as a whole. We bring in guest speakers. We teach you how to build your business. It's really a great couple of days. So if you can get here, we're on Long Island in New York. Would love to meet you and love to get a chance to chat in person. I know I keep talking about these three things: marketing, sales, and tech, marketing, sales, and tech, marketing, sales, and tech. Well, these are like the three umbrellas of how we can help you most. If you want help with accounting or anything else, I promise, we can help with those things too. But a lot of what we hear from partners is these three things are what they're looking for help with, right? So as far as marketing goes, you want a custom marketing plan, sit down with one of our partnership advisors, get me on the line. Shoot, I'll get Megan, who's our CMO, or anybody from our marketing team to join the conversation as well. Let us know what you're looking for, and I promise you we will make it happen. We love to help you guys out, right? Sales, I will do sales trainings for you and your team. I will do product trainings for you and your team. I have my team that will do product trainings for you and your team. I just did a sales training and webinar last night with one of our influencer partners on YouTube Live to to over 600 people. I promise you, we will help you and your team, whether there is you and one other individual, you yourself, or you and 1,000 people. I promise you, we have trained hundreds and ultimately thousands of people on how to understand commercial finance, how to take advantage of what's available today for the business owners within their network, right? So we have all of the sales support that you could imagine, from training to insights to numbers to vision on all of your stuff, which ultimately boils into the technology. If you need more vision, if you want to see more information, you need more insights, let us know. But just know in the CRM that you get direct access to our Salesforce CRM. You're going to get dashboards that show you historical data, how you're performing this month versus last month versus all time, how many deals you have in the current pipeline, what what the commissions are. You're going to get full vision on all of those transactions. You can sort by the different stages and statuses throughout our process. You can ultimately access your funded deals, each individual deal. You can go into the deal, see who's working it, see what notes have been left, communicate on those things. Again, the technology is literally, we do whole webinars on the technology. So, feel free to get involved. Feel free to get your system going and built out for yourself, because that's the most important thing, is that you can understand and leverage the system to be what you need it to be. And that's really it, right? Some quick success stories here. I always think it's important that you understand that, like, it's not just brand new businesses that we help, right? A lot of times we're helping very successful businesses grow and scale and take advantage of opportunities that may pop up, right? So you see here 450K or $1 million, manufacturing or healthcare, 7 years, 10 years. It's all about leveraging what's available today so that you can grow tomorrow, right? And that's what these businesses have done. That's what we'll continue to do for business owners. So let's rock out together. And those of you that are new partners, excited to have you guys on. If you're not yet a partner, I would say scan this QR code now on your screen. I'll leave it up for a second. In fact, scan this QR code now on your screen. You're going to get a quick short form. You fill that short form out. Once you do so, our team will be in touch pretty much immediately. Sometimes we do these at night, so it's not that we're not looking to talk to you. But if it's 10 o'clock at night, like, there's not much of the team available. What I can say though is it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, so the team is available. Let's get you guys on with the team. Here you go. Scan the QR code, and I promise you, within 10 or 15 minutes, our team will be reaching out. If you're just looking for generalized info, you are a partner, give us a call, send us an email, jump over to the website. There's a ton of info on the website. Subscribe to the blog, follow me on social media, follow ROK on social media. The more you become a part of the community, the more we're going to be able to educate you, right? And that's the most important thing is education. So that's really it for the presentation. Just so you know, I am actually a Buckeye fan. And it's Buckeye season as far as I'm concerned. Uh, funny enough. Hence the red and white. Definitely excited for the season. But no, definitely excited to have you aboard as a partner, and thanks so much for being attentive and communicating back and forth. If nobody has any questions, I'm not going to keep you guys around. I appreciate you rocking out with me this morning more than you know. Getting your day started with me means a lot. So thank you guys, and thank you for being a partner with ROK. I sincerely mean it. Like, a lot of people out there, they have these platforms and they take them for granted. I don't. I remember the first webinar I did. I remember the first partner I signed. I still have a relationship with John from Des Moines, Iowa. John is a 83-year-old man now at this point. When we met, he was a few years younger. But John has been a partner of mine for a long time. We still do business and still have conversations to this day. So I know the value of a partnership, I promise. And I promise you that you have a team that understands what that means, that understands what it means for you to trust us with your customers. So definitely excited to be partnered with you guys. Hopefully you guys are half as excited as I am, and we'll let you get you guys going on your day. Thanks so much, everybody, and have a great one.